Hello everyone. I am just going to bring you a layout share really quickly. And I don't know how long it took me to do these layouts, but they've been sitting in a stack on my desk and I thought I would do a quick share. Some of them have process videos that have already been uploaded. Some of them have process videos that will be uploaded in the near future. But I wanted to try and get these filed away and put where they need to go, so I thought I'd do a quick share. So this is a layout that I use some Pinkfresh Studio bits and pieces. And I used, I don't know if you can see, but underneath all of these circles, I used a watercolor stamp that I purchased from Heather's Crafty Life. Had a Close to My Heart party, and I purchased that stamp, and this was the first project I used it on, and I love how that turned out. This is a layout about the beginning of my son's junior year, and he got to drive to school for the first time in his high school career, so he was pretty happy about actually getting up in the morning for this day of school. But super simple layout, lots of white space, just kind of scattered embellishments that I layered over some circles that I punched out along the right side, and then finished it with a little bit of a cluster here in the bottom where I housed my journaling. So that is one. This is one I did using a cut file, and I cut it out of this like black, kind of like a chalkboard paper, and I used one of the Maggie Holmes collections, and this layout probably took me 15 minutes. Super easy. It is a photo of my son and I, and it looks like there's something on the photo. I'll have to see if I can get that off. But it's a picture of my son and I just used, like I said, Maggie Holmes for the paper. I did a little distressing and ripping at the top here. I love how I've been seeing lots of people doing that, and I sometimes struggle with it, but I like how this one turned out. This embellishment I used from a sticker sheet from Hobby Lobby, and again I think this is from the Carousel collection, but super quick layout, 15 minutes and done on that one. This one I used some Vicki Boutin stuff. Let's see, I layered up some mixed media on the background. I don't think I have a process video on that one. The last one I do have a process video, and it will be coming up shortly. This one, there is no process video. I was just playing around with some mixed media, and if you look, I started out with doing the Vicki Boutin crayons. I started out with the paint. So I just used, I don't remember if I used a brush or my acrylic. I think I used my acrylic brush, so this brush here, and used some acrylic paint and just kind of smudged that on the back. I also added some Vicki Boutin crayons through her stencil, and then I used a stamp from Ink Road Stamps with these wave pattern, and then finally I used some gold acrylic paint, and I used a credit card just to make this little distressed spots here. And all I did here was just make a cluster here on the bottom and a small cluster based on this circle frame at the top, and it was super easy. And this was a trip my husband and I had taken out to Oak Island. This is one of the outhouses out there, or outhouses, goodness, lighthouses out there. I would not be taking pictures of outhouses. Anyway, one of the lighthouses out there, we had hoped we would be able to walk to the top, but unfortunately by the time we got out there it was closed. So maybe next summer we can do that. But yeah, this was just a fun page. This is a page about my son's new car, and I used some really old basic gray papers here, And I thought the colors of the basic gray went well with like the tones of the photos. And this I traced a tag that I had in my stash, and I made 3 large tags as my base. This is a super old chipboard. I don't even know, and it's even a section of the chipboard. It's not even, this was a 12-inch piece. And this is what I had left. So I used that. This super old car chipboard. Again, some of this is from one of the basic gray collections. Super simple. Really not much going on here, but I really think the layout complements the photos, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I just did the layout on a grid paper, and then I did use a transparency here because I just thought that bring back that vintage feel of all of those papers. And that's what I like to use transparencies for. I rarely ever put them over, or photo lays, I rarely ever put them over a photo. I usually use them as a back, peeking out from a background. So that is this. I'm going to do my journaling over here on the side. I just haven't gotten to that yet. There is a process video for this one, and this was for a blog or a social media hop that I did with a bunch of ladies, and I created washi tape on half of this leaf, created some of my own embellishments by stamping and fussy cutting, and then again, these are die cut and stamped leaves, and there is a process video for this one. So that is a photo of me on a hike at Eno River State Park that I took with a friend last fall. This is a photo that my sister had sent to me. She is currently working in Acadia National Park out in Maine, and my dad and my stepmom went and visited her, and she had texted me this photo. And anytime I get a photo, I love getting photos from family because it's obviously something I wouldn't be able to scrap otherwise. So I was super happy to be able to use up some of this Pink Fresh studio collection that was from a Secret Not Secret kit, and I pretty much killed that kit with this layout. Cut out some hearts, just a little bit of clustering here, and then a cluster here at the bottom. And I really, really love how this one turned out. I think the colors are perfect with the photo. I kind of love that my stepmom had this like peachy coral shirt on, so I could pull all of these colors. And my sister had the black on, so I could pull in the black and white. And I just love how this turned out. So I don't think there is a process video for this one though. But if you want to know anything more about how I did anything or particular papers that I used, I can try to find that information. You can just leave me a comment below and I'll do my best to find that information. I do have a process video for this one. This is I made my own frames to make a border around the layout. Did some mixed media with packaging technique, and I think I used Distress Oxide, or I may have used the Vicki Boutin crayons. I can't remember, but it's a picture of my son's girlfriend. She caught a little baby shark on a trip we took to the ocean for a weekend, and I love this one. It's titled Fisher Girl, and there is a process video for that one. There is a process video coming up for this one, and I just love this photo. I don't know if you can get a good look at it, but I captured my dog just laying right on top of my son while he had fallen asleep on the couch. And this layout is super simple and very clean, and I really love it. I can go back and forth between mixed media and clean, and I love that. I think I started out doing very clean layouts, and I've explored into mixed media, but I love doing just a nice, clean, simple layout with a lot of white space. This one I used that Fancy Pants collection, and I only used the 6x6 pad. And this, I'm not sure if you can see, but this is made out of little tab punches, not punches, they're dies, that I have in my stash. And there is a process video for this one. And I was inspired on this one by a card I had seen on Pinterest that had used like a strip kind of like this, and I thought would look really well on work out well on a scrapbook layout. So love how that turned out. This is a double page spread, but I do have a process video coming up in this one, but it's going to be in 2 separate videos because I just didn't want the video to be super long. But I used the Carousel collection, and this is typically how I do my double page spreads. And this is actually a 12 by 12 along with a 6 by 12. But I typically do not do one continuous page, so you will rarely see a layout span over 2 pages. My double page spreads, I typically like to do more of coordinating designs, so using similar elements or similar collection, and do it that way. And I love this one. So this is the layout. I'm not going to give you too much information on this one. There is a process video that will be coming up probably tomorrow, so check my channel tomorrow and this one should be up. And then, like I said, here is the complimentary page to that one. So, and I will have a process video for this one as well. Okay, let's go with this one first. I recently posted a process video for a mini series that I have with a bunch of other scrappy ladies that is using Distress Oxide inks on your layouts. If you're interested in seeing how I created this background, you can definitely go to probably will be the last layout from this one, and see that tutorial on how I completed this. These are photos of my son surfing, and I love how this one turned out. I did some stitching, did some sequins, really no embellishments other than the sequins and a few wood veneer pieces. I love the detail, yet the simplicity of this one, and I love how the wood grain ties in with the colors of the photo. This, again, I used that same technique that I showed in that last, that I showed in my video for the last page, and I used some fall colors. This is an 8.5 by 11, and I'll kind of give a close-up because I do not have a process video of this one. These are little shaker leaves. I got a set of these at AC Moore several years ago. I think it was in one of their $1.66 bins, and I decided to put those together, kind of shake it so you can see that. Filled it with the sequins that it came with. On the pieces here that I did the Distress Oxide, I stamped over them as well with the coordinating oxide ink. And then I have these gold leaves, stickers that I received in a Stampin' Up! Paper pumpkin pack or kit that I wasn't going to use on the project that it came with, so I decided to put them in my scrapbooking stash. Love how it turned out. This is a picture of my husband on his motorcycle. One of his favorite things to do is go riding, especially in the fall. And I used stamp to do the title in fall, and just some gold stickers for riding. And then just layered up again one of those photo overlays just to bring a little bit more gold up to that corner. I added in one of those overlays underneath the photo. So that is it for my layout share. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 layouts here. So if you have any questions about any of the layouts that you saw today, leave a comment below and I would certainly be happy to answer any questions. I want to thank you very much for coming to my channel and watching my videos and subscribing. It really means a lot to me, and I'm a new YouTuber, and I'm just loving sharing my ideas with you. And yeah, so pass along my channel to your friends. I would love that. I have a goal of meeting my goal of 500 subscribers, hopefully by Christmas. Is kind of a big goal I set for myself, but hey, it's always worth a try, and as long as I'm loving what I'm doing while I'm doing it, then I'm going to continue. So I appreciate you coming to my channel again, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.